The Philadelphia 76ers lose a tough one to the Detroit Pistons on the second leg of a back-to-back. Tyrese Maxey tried to save us in the fourth. Cade Cunningham dunked on Andre Drummond. Tyrese Maxey dunked on Cade Cunningham. There was turnovers all over the place by both teams. Adem Bona almost got in a fight. There's a lot of things we got to talk about. Get in on the Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. I want to hear from you. Let's go.
Sixers, why won't you just lose and put me out of my misery? Why do you gotta keep doing this to me, bro? Nobody else should touch the ball right here. He shoots it from the logo. Oh, we're going to overtime! Tyrese Maxey is a god amongst men!
Welcome back to Run It Back Philly. Sixers Postgame Live, presented by Bright Medical Technology. And before I say all the things I want to say about what just happened, Bright Medical can help you not come up short like the 76ers came up short tonight. If you've been coming up short, you need to call Bright Medical. Bright Medical offers generic Viagra, Sildenafil, and Cialis Tadalafil 30 tablets for $40 delivered to your door. This is the lowest cost in the area. All you need to do is call 215-725-MEDS. That's 215-725-6337. When you call, mention Run It Back Philly, and you'll get 10% off your first month's supply. Bright Medical is Pennsylvania's largest medical supply company with products and solutions for patients from all ages, infants to seniors. They are a family-owned business right in the heart of Philadelphia, PA, and they are Sixers sickos. They are one of us. Bright Medical takes all calls in-house, no automated call system, and speaks 9 languages. Sixers have another. The Sixers came up short again and could not take us to the promised land. Don't let that be you anymore. Call Bright Medical. Thank you to Bright Medical for sponsoring the show. Be active in the chat. Jump in the Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. I want to hear from you in the Discord. I think I'm gonna let you guys run this one a lot more than normal because it's a back-to-back, and that one took a lot out of me again, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm on the damn team doing these play-by-plays. Yeah, so be active, man. Listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe if you're brand new. We do post-game live shows after every 76ers game. And Sicko Nation, hit the like button for me. Let's get 1,000 likes on this one, man. And yeah, I need a little beverage after that one. Came down to the wire again. Here's what I want to say. I'm not mad about this one, man. I'm not mad about this loss at all, and let me tell you why. All right, there's some things we can say. You know, there's some things that went wrong. There's some things we're going to point out about what happened. But I'm not mad about this loss because the 76ers fought the entire game. You know, that Chicago Bulls game, second leg of a back-to-back where they had a lead in the third quarter, and then the Bulls went on a 13-0 run, and they completely laid down and died, and they quit. I was mad about that because of the way they lost that game, because I don't use this back-to-back stuff as an excuse. I don't do this, oh, we played 3 games in 2 nights, cry me a fucking river, it's a basketball game. You know what I mean? That's my point that I was making in that Bulls game. Everyone was like, bro, it's a back-to-back. They were tired. What did you expect? This is what I expected. Effort, you know, throughout the entire game. And you're tired. And we know you're tired. And your shot's not going to be great sometimes because your legs are tired. And when you don't have your legs, you don't have your shot. Tyrese Maxey didn't have a shot this game for the whole first half. He still ended up with like 30-some points, I believe, because he tried to drag us back to victory at the end of the fourth. I mean, Tyrese ended with 33 points. Ridiculous because he wasn't shooting the ball well. Ended up 4 for 12 from 3, 10 for 26 overall. But Tyrese Maxey tried his damn best down there late in the fourth quarter to drag us to victory. Cade Cunningham in the fourth was just too damn much. But I'm not mad about this game because we're going to talk about the third quarter again because it was another, and you guys aren't wrong. I know you guys are in the chat saying another Sixers third quarter collapse. You're not wrong, but they didn't completely lay down and die. That's why I'm being positive about it. You know, they did get outscored in the third quarter, 34-21 after being up by 10. We do have to have the discussion about what the hell's going on in the third quarter. But I like the fact that they didn't lay down and die like they did against Chicago after Chicago made that 13-0 run. The crazy part is This is the second leg of a back-to-back again, and the Detroit Pistons made a 13-0 run, just like the Chicago Bulls did in the second leg of that last back-to-back, where the Sixers quit and it was over. The Sixers were up at by 10 at halftime. They came out. The Pistons made a 9-0 run, I believe, to start the third. Sixers fought back again, went back up by 12, and then Detroit made a 13-0 run in the third. And you would have thought that took the wind out of their sails and the game was over, but they continued to fight all the way through the fourth, all the way to the end of the game. Maxey gets a look there at the end. Now look, Sixers down 3 seconds left. You need one play to get a look. Is Nick Nurse building a bad reputation for maybe being the worst, like, final play draw-up guy in the history of the NBA? Quite possibly, because that last possession was terrible also, and that's not the first time we've seen a terrible final possession from the Sixers to try to get off a last final shot. But, you know, the Detroit played great defense at the end on that final possession also. Maxey got a look. It wasn't a great one. It was a really tough shot. Missed it. It is what it is. But I like the 76ers' effort all the way through this game. I like the fact that they didn't just give up when Detroit made that 13-0 run. And that's just what I wanted to say. I'm happy with their effort. Came up short. Cade Cunningham was just a monster in the fourth quarter. And Cade Cunningham wasn't shooting the ball well this entire game. I mean, he was brick city the whole first half. Cade Cunningham had 2 points in the first half of this game. And then he had 17, I believe, in the third. Let me see. Detroit, I think I can break it down by quarter on this app. Detroit, Cade Cunningham doesn't break down his points. Oh, yeah, points by quarter right here. Quarter 3, 17 points in the third quarter for Cade Cunningham. He was 5 for 7 from the field, a plus 13, 71% from the field in the third quarter for Cade Cunningham. He just went absolutely nuts after having a terrible first half. And then that little fourth quarter run that he had at the end was really a gut punch. It should have been over. I mean, he put us away. He really put us away. The dunk on Andre Drummond was savage, and the flex and Tyrese Maxey, you know, he dunked on Andre Drummond. I believe that put him up 5. I thought that was it. There was like a minute and 30 seconds left. Very next possession, Tyrese comes up with a big steal. Fast break, left-handed poster on Cade Cunningham. I mean, the Sixers should have been done after that Cade run. And Tyrese just refuses to quit, man. He just refuses to quit. And he comes up with a big steal there and a left-handed poster on Cade Cunningham on a fast break. On a back-to-back while playing the most minutes in the NBA. He's playing 42 minutes a game. Tyrese Maxey just doesn't stop, dude. It's absolutely incredible what he's doing effort-wise. I don't want to hear any Tyrese Maxey slander for the rest of my life. Cade put us away in the fourth realistically. Tyrese tried his damnedest to keep us alive there. But then Cade comes back down after he gets dunked on by Maxey on a fast break. Comes back down, another ISO, spin move in the lane, loses the ball, gets it back, and hits a ridiculous contested fadeaway with 30-some seconds left to put Detroit up, I don't know, 5, and was that the one that put them up 3 with just 3 seconds left? It was a blur at the end. I could probably do the play-by-play to get it exact. But either way, Cade Cunningham basically put us away in the fourth. Tyrese did everything he could to try to drag us back. And I got to commend the effort from the Sixers. I got to commend the defense from Detroit on the final possession. I got to commend the performance from Cade Cunningham, 26, 4, and 11. That 17-point third quarter was just a knife to the chest of the Sixers. And then the end of the fourth, what he did really put us away, man. Really put us away. Tyrese tried to save us. Just wasn't enough. So I like the Sixers' effort. We did have another third quarter collapse. But I'm not mad that we lost this game on a back-to-back. I thought we showed a lot of fight, man. I thought we showed a lot of fight. What do you guys got in the chat, man? Maxi's on fire. Wish some other players got motivated. Grimes' goofiness and VJ's offense is the biggest issues right now. Grimes' goofiness. Yeah, Quentin Grimes has been a turnover machine for like 4 games in a row now. He had another just nasty one in the fourth quarter where he made a jump pass. You know, coaches teach you to never do that. He made a jump pass and just threw it right into the defense. Also, Andre Drummond, and I loved Andre Drummond in this game. Dembona struggled last game with the starting center, so Nurse goes Drummond in this game to try to, bring Dembona off the bench and see how, see if you can get something from him off the bench. I thought Bona was pretty good in the game, had some solid defensive plays. I thought Drummond was good, but when you were talking about those Grimes turnovers, it reminded me that Andre Drummond shot 4 3-pointers in this game. Now, he was 2 for 4 from 3. I'm not mad at that. He hit 2 of them from the corner. I'm not mad at that. But he shot one with 1:30 seconds left in a close game. And like, Andre, use your damn head, you big dummy. You're not a 3-point shooter, bro. And so because you hit 2 in the first half, now you think I'm the guy? I'm the guy that should be shooting a fadeaway 3 from the corner in crunch time? Me, Andre Drummond? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at it, and I get it. If he makes that, we love it. It is what it is, but I think just basketball IQ-wise, yeah, you hit a couple in the first half, but you got to get the ball back to the shooters in crunch time, and so I didn't really love that 3-point attempt by Andre Drummond in with 1:30 left deep in the corner. Grimes had some turnover issues again. How many turnovers did Grimes have in this game? He had 3 turnovers in this game. He had 3 turnovers last game. And the 2 games before that, he had 4 turnovers apiece. Quentin Grimes has 15 turnovers in his last 4 games. He was actually shooting the ball the best out of all of the Sixers guards this game for most of it. I think until the fourth quarter, he was still 50% from the field. But Grimes has been struggling as of late. VJ Edgecombe, I can't really assess him. He's a rookie. It is still pretty wild what he did against the Boston Celtics in the opening game of the season. And now he's come back down to earth, and he really does. He really looks like a rookie. He hit a tough one in the fourth quarter, though, didn't he? He hit a 3 in the fourth quarter that was really tough. Something about VJ, he has a clutch gene, He does have a clutch gene, man. It's not the first time we've seen this from VJ. He had a run in the fourth quarter last night where he was controlling the game, and Maxey was telling him to keep shooting the ball. And we saw it in, the first couple games of the season. And so even though VJ was quiet this whole game and was being passive and hesitating to shoot the ball and things like that, and he hit a big 3 in the fourth when the Sixers were struggling to generate offense. So shout out to VJ for that. 11, 6, and 2 for VJ. He was a +6. I'll take it from VJ Edgecombe, man. He did have 5 turnovers in the game. That's rookie stuff. And look, man, at the end of the day, the 76ers, the only point guard they signed in the offseason was Kyle Lowry. I'm going to say it every single show, but that's the truth. And when all you did at the point guard spot is sign Kyle Lowry, now you're relying on guys like VJ Edgecombe, a 20-year-old rookie, to be a ball handler. And he had 5 turnovers. That's not a VJ Edgecombe issue. That's a Sixers coaching issue, and a GM issue this offseason. Where's the point guards at, man? You got a team full of combo guards. You don't really have a whole lot of point guards. And Quentin Grimes, Quentin Grimes is a combo guard. The last couple of games, he hasn't been able to dribble the ball for some reason. He's been turnover happy. Jared McCain got in the game. Jared McCain looked a lot better in this game than he looked in his first time getting in since his injury. So shout out to McCain. I thought he was playing hard. I thought he was moving well with the big knee brace on. He had the comment in that post game after the first game that he came back, where he said that, the knee brace feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds and is hard to run with and all those types of things. I think McCain looked like he was moving well, so that makes me happy, and he was forcing it a little bit because he's trying to get the ball to go through the hoop. He's trying to get involved. He's trying to get his game back. So I thought in the third there was some forces by McCain where he's trying to force his way through the defense. But he doesn't turn the ball over, man. His handle is so tight. He had a couple plays in the first half too, really. I'm not even going to be negative on what Jared McCain did. He had a couple of plays in the first half. One was a swing pass around a ball screen all the way to the corner. That was maybe a Jabari Walker 3. Maybe it was an Andre Drummond 3, actually, to be honest with you. But the 3 was missed from the corner, but that was a point guard play by Jared McCain there. And then he had the fast break dish to Tyrese Maxey. So shout out to Jared McCain, got his game back a little bit in this one. Something about him just coming back. The basketball gods just don't want the ball to go in the hoop for him. He had another fast break where he took on a double team, put up a ridiculous tough shot on the left side. Everybody in the building thought it was going in, and it just like triple rimmed out. So Jared McCain, since coming back from injury, hasn't gotten the ball to go through the hoop yet. But I'm happy for Jared McCain, and the 76ers desperately need him as their backup point guard. There's no denying that. It's the most obvious thing ever. They need Jared McCain to be healthy. Because as soon as Tyrese Maxey goes off the floor, you're relying on Quentin Grimes, who's, his butterfingers lately, and VJ Edgecombe's a 20-year-old rookie. Those are the guys you're relying on to run your offense when Tyrese Maxey goes off the floor, or Trendon Watford, who's a power forward. I mean, Trendon Watford handles the ball well, and I think he does have some point guard instincts if you really watch him play in the half court. But the 76ers need Jared McCain to get healthy, definitely, and I think he's on his way. I loved what I saw from Jared McCain in this game, and I'm happy for him, and I'm proud of him. Now, speaking of that, Nick Nurse thought, you know what? With it being a back-to-back and everybody being tired and Jared's still coming back from the injury and we don't want to play him too much, now's the perfect time to put Eric Gordon in the game. Eric Gordon plays 6 minutes in the first half. Not really sure why. It is what it is. He didn't do anything terrible. But I'm not going to be with the Eric Gordon minutes this year, man. I'm not going to be with it. I don't care. I don't care if he hits 3 threes in his time there. I just don't think Eric Gordon should be playing for the Sixers this year. I think it should be Jared McCain. It should be Justin Edwards, who was a DNP in this game for no reason. And I'm not saying Justin Edwards anything to write home about, but why are we suddenly DNPing Justin Edwards so Eric Gordon can get minutes? That's the Nick Nurse special right there. Again, Eric Gordon didn't do anything terrible. He did try to drive to the rim for some reason. I don't know why he keeps trying to do that. Somebody remind him that he's 40 years old and he needs to just stop trying to do things like that. But that was the Nick Nurse special. The Eric Gordon minutes wasn't terrible. Jabari Walker gave us 12 and 5. I don't even really realize that. I know he hit a 3. He hit 2 threes. He was 2 for 2 from 3, Jabari Walker was. Kelly Oubre didn't have a great game. 13, 5, and 3 was a minus 16. 5 for 13 from the field. 1 for 6 from 3 for Kelly Oubre. And down the stretch, really the meat of the fourth quarter, when the 76ers really needed to hold it together and get something going, they just kept turning the ball over. There was back-to-back Kelly Oubre turnovers. Nobody ever wants to see that. We love Kelly Oubre. But in the corner, smothered, he tries to hit a spin move and just loses the ball out of bounds. And then another turnover, and then it was a Grimes turnover. So realistically, on a back-to-back with the turnover issues, the 76ers had no business being in this game. So the fact that they fought all the way to the end, I was happy about that. And I'm not going to complain too much about it. It is what it is. You're not going to go 82-0. I like the fight from the 76ers in this game. I'm going to get to the Discord. We got one caller on the Discord. Somebody else jump into Discord, man. Call me. Discord link is at the top of the chat. I want to hear your thoughts. If you don't want to get on the line tonight, if you're feeling like chilling, you don't really want to talk, it's fine. I'll just hang out and read the chat. Also, this is brought to you by our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, DraftKings running a promo. If you bet $5 on DraftKings, you will get NBA League Pass for 3 months for free and $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. All you got to do is deposit $5, put $5 on a bet. If your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets, and you get 3 free months of NBA League Pass. I don't think that's a deal you can pass up. You got to use promo code RUNITBACK. You got to be a new user. You got to be in a legal state. And if gambling is a problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring the show. And that reminds me that somebody was in the chat saying that they're taking the over on Andre Drummond threes next game. I think you need to call 1-800-GAMBLER if you are betting on Andre Drummond three-point attempts. That's all I'm saying. We got Tobias Harris's dad in the Discord. I don't think this is really Tobias Harris's dad, but that is his name in the Discord. Tobias Harris's dad in the Discord. Yo.
DJ.
What's going on, man?
I wanted to let you know you were always right about me and you were always right about my son. The main thing that I wanted to know is what is up with this like to viewer ratio. I'm going to need everybody to hit the smash the like button. That is all.
Yo, thanks for the call, Tobias Harris's dad. And yeah, man, hit the like button. What's up with the ratio, man? Hit the like button. That was Tobias Harris's dad on the Discord. Anybody else want to jump into Discord? I'll take your call. That is funny because Tobias Harris's dad once called me a broke, dusty bum. This is a fun story that I could just tell because it reminded me of that. I one time made a wanted poster that was Tobias Harris wanted for stealing $200 million from the Philadelphia 76ers, and I posted it somewhere, and it got shared in a Sixers Facebook group, and legitimately, Tobias Harris's dad commented on the post and said, "Y'all a bunch of broke, dusty bums." So shout out to that. Shout out to Tobias Harris's dad. Let's go. Hey, I can't even hate on Tobias Harris's dad because honestly, the man is rich for the rest of his life because Tobias Harris fleeced the NBA. We're talking Mark Sanchez level, not Mark Sanchez. We're talking who's the quarterback that played for the Washington Commanders, and then he played for the Vikings, and he just keeps getting like $150 million. Kirk Cousins. We're talking Kirk Cousins level of fleecing by Tobias Harris. I mean, just hundreds of millions of dollars. And he is the highest paid player to never make an all-star team, and you know the drill. I think I said everything I want to say about the game, man. Let's go over to some Sixers reporters on Twitter, see if we can drum up anything to talk about. Ask Nurse about... Oh, God. Austin Krell. Shout out to Austin Krell for doing God's work. He asked Nick Nurse about Andre Drummond taking a corner three in crunch time. Let's hear what Nick Nurse had to say about that. Oh, shout out to Austin Krell, man. I needed this.
Andre attempted the corner three to tie the game with like 2 or 3 minutes left.
Yep.
I guess, is there like a threshold at which you want him taking certain shots versus not?
Well, he did a couple, right? He did a couple already. I mean, listen, they're gonna pack in there, and every now and then you're gonna end up with that kick out as the shot. Again, I think if he was 0 for 0 or 0 for 3 at that time, I might have a different thing. But I think he was 2 for 3 at the time, maybe 2 for 2. I can't remember, but he'd already hit a couple. Okay, I mean, listen, I think he certainly made those a little more consistently this year and taken them in pretty good rhythm, right? Which I think can help us in the long run. So, Not gonna fault him for that.
Well, at the end of the day, dude, Nick Nurse is not gonna slander his own player. He's not gonna. What was he really gonna say? Andre, yeah, we don't want Andre taking that at the end of the game. Like, he's not gonna say that. I think Doc Rivers probably would have said that if it was Doc Rivers, because Doc Rivers doesn't care and he's a maniac. But Nick's not gonna throw his own player under the bus. And at the same time, if Andre Drummond makes that three, he makes that three, and we're all happy about it. I get it. I personally don't want him shooting that ball in the corner, but I also don't want Kelly Oubre trying to do a spin move smothered in the corner and turns it over in crunch time. There was a lot of things that happened that probably shouldn't have happened, but it was a back-to-back, and I think the 76ers showed some fight, man. I think they showed some fight, and I'm just happy with the effort. Nick Nurse was asked what he attributes the team's pattern of slow first quarters or bad third quarters to. I think it's just basketball, Nick Nurse says. I think you're probably watching other games too, and you're watching them go back and forth a little bit. I think it's just basketball. Well, yeah, Nick Nurse, we are watching other games, and we are watching other games go back and forth a little bit, but you are the worst scoring third quarter team in the NBA. I think these reporters need to be a little bit more direct when they're asking a question like this. You know, what goes on in the third quarter? What happens in the third quarter? That there's like no offense, that you guys just continue to get destroyed in the third quarter. What is it? You know? Didn't ask him that directly. He talked about the slow first quarters and third quarters, and Nick Nurse blamed it on game of runs. The 76ers, at least as of a couple days ago, not before this game, they were the highest point per game team in the NBA, while also having the fewest third quarter points per game in the NBA. So it is weird. The 76ers have been great statistically all game for the most part, but they've been absolutely terrible in third quarter. So there is something that there is a topic there, but he didn't really ask Nick Nurse directly. Here's Sixers Adam basically says the same thing, overarching trends. Nick Nurse says he hasn't seen any overarching trends throughout the Sixers' season-long struggles in the third quarter. Tonight he thought being in the bonus early after some touchy foul calls hurt them. So Nick Nurse has now blamed NBA officials for the 76ers being the worst third quarter team in the NBA. And again, for anybody just jumping in here, we're not being ultra negative. I'm not upset about this loss. I like the way the Sixers fought this whole game. But they are having very difficult times in the third quarter. And tonight, again, they got outscored in the third quarter by 13 points. They were in it, they were fighting, and then they gave up a 13-0 run. And Nick Nurse blamed it on, first he said it was just basketball, and then he said it was touchy foul calls. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know what could Nick Nurse really, say about stuff like that. Nick Nurse said the Sixers were after a quick 2 points on the final possession, but they bobbled the play up. There was 3.2 seconds left. No, there was 13. I'm sorry. Yeah, that Cade Cunningham turnaround fadeaway was with 13 seconds left. There was 13 seconds left. And they couldn't get a shot off. Nick Nurse said the goal was a quick 2. Well, he didn't get a quick 2, and then Maxey had to chuck up that tough 3. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I think that's all I have to say about this game, man. I like the 76ers' effort on a back-to-back. I'm not too mad about it. They are still having some third-quarter struggles that they got to figure out. I think they desperately need Jared McCain back. I think he's going to bring some point guard play off of the bench that they really, really need. And he's getting back in it a little bit, man. I'm happy with what Jared McCain looked like in this game. He didn't get a bucket again, but they fought. And we got a night off, and then we're right back on Tuesday night against the Boston Celtics again. So we'll see you on Tuesday for the Boston Celtics game, man. Sixers lose. pretty happy with the performance on a back-to-back, to be totally honest with you. Not going to go 82-0. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe DJ Eastwood is being the positive one out of the group. But that's what I got, man. Thanks for hanging out.